What's going on, everybody? You got Tone here, and I am back bringing you guys the playoffs of the major Pokemon League. Now, in case you're wondering what happened, there was supposed to be a Week 9 game going up before the playoffs even started. I was supposed to play Onesie Bayonet, but unfortunately some stuff came up for him, and of course some real life issues come before Mons. So he decided to give me the forfeit win. I had a team built and I was ready to battle, but unfortunately things just don't go the way you want it to go. So we ended up taking a 3-0 forfeit win. So we finished the regular season 5-4 plus 6 differential. We clinched the final spot in the wild card, and we're in the playoffs. So very cool. I wish I could have made the playoffs on my own merit. I wouldn't have felt like I earned my spot in the playoffs. And yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. So that's the main reason why there was no Week 9 game. I got a forfeit win. That's why we're going straight into playoffs. So as for the playoffs themselves, we are the 3 seed in our conference, and the 1 seeds in the conference get first round byes. And it's actually an interesting concept with this league, considering that the wild card game, so to speak, between the 2 and the 3 seeds are against the opposing conference. So the 2 seed in my conference takes on the 3 seed in the opposing conference, and vice versa. So the teams that get first round byes were the Verd and the Tampa Bay Frogadiers, and Hera, coach of the SL Benfica. So in our conference, the 2 seed was Gregulator and the LA Clefable, and the 3 seed, of course, is myself, the Maine Clawitzers. And the opposing conference, the 2 seed was Turbo Blaze and the Phoenix Midnights, and the 3 seed was Donaki and the Rosa Raidenborg. So the cross matchups have Gregulator versus Donaki and me versus Turbo. And if you guys remember, we just played Turbo for week number 8, and we came away with a win. And because we won the last time we played Turbo, it makes things harder for the rematch, because I really didn't feel like changing anything on this team, because if it isn't broke, don't fix it. So I really had to force myself to try to adjust this team to make it even better than it was in the last battle. So with this team that I'm bringing this time around, and after rewatching the battle I had in the regular season, I struggled a lot with Mega Gardevoir, Terrakion, Zygarde, 50% all in one. Like, I really didn't have a good switching for all 3 of them, albeit I do have stuff like, for Mega Gardevoir, I could bring something bulkier. I have Snorlax that can come in, check it in a sense. Terrakion, I can check it. Zygarde, same thing. But the first time I brought like a lot more offensively oriented team. This time though, I am dialing it back, bringing it a lot more bulkier, a little bit more comfortable for my standards. So to recap the team that I brought last week, the last time I battled Turbo, I had a Scarf Nidoqueen, a fully Fizz Def Mega Scizor with Hidden Power Ice, Mixed Defensive Arcanine, Choice Specs Primarina, Curslax, and offensive Charlie-Berry Tornado Asterion. This time, however, like I said, the team is a lot more bulkier, so I have better switch-ins to his main threat. So first off, Nidoqueen is fully physically defensive with Sugar Berry with the same 4 moves as the last time: Stealth Rock, Earth Power, Sludge Wave, and Ice Beam. My Mega Scizor is essentially still the same as last time, with the exception of I'm running Sword Stance over Hidden Power Ice, and I modified my EVs so that way I can take Hidden Power Fire from Mega Gardevoir, barring it's not modest. It takes it if it's timid, but not modest. Now we have Weavile. Weavile replaces Arcanine. This is just an expert belt Weavile, Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, knock off the low kick. Primarina was Choice Specs, but now it's fully physically defensive again. This gives me a backup check to the Terrakion. I can take a Stone Edge. I can take 1,000 arrows from Banded Zygarde 50%. Moonblast still hits ridiculously hard, even without the speed boost. And all I really needed in this for this entire matchup was Scald and Moonblast. I didn't need any other coverage. So with my extra 2 move slots, I took off Energy Ball and I took off Aqua Jet. I put Toxic in Encore because Toxic is nice for wearing down his bulkier threats, and then Encore just to lock something into a move, into an unfavorable move. Snorlax, I believe, is the exact same set from last time. Curse, Recycle, Facade, Crunch with the Figgy Berry. And I forgot to mention that Primarina is holding the Wiki Berry, so it gets back 50% health if it's below 25%. And seeing as though I'm going to be switching into strong attacks more than often than not on my Primarina, it's going to be very, very clutch. It's going to come in very, very clutch if I can get to activate it. And then lastly, Tornado Styrian was offensive. This time, however, it is bulky Assault Vest, so I can switch it on Mega Gardevoir. It can be a better, I guess, a better check. Last time I had Toxic, Hidden Power Ice, Sludge Bomb, and Grass Knot, but this time, so I'm running Assault Vest, I took off Toxic and I put U-Turn. So as you see, that is the team I'm bringing. This, and for Turbo, he pretty much put the exact same team as the last time we battled, with the exception of he decided to bring Rampardos and leave Miltank on the bench, which I found interesting. So what I'm gonna do, as we get into the battle here, I'm gonna leave for my Mega Scizor, because I'm expecting the Rampardos to be a lead, I guess a suicide lead Stealth Rocker. So I'm going to try to anti-lead the Rampardos lead, so I went to lead up with Scizor. But unfortunately for me, he actually goes up and leads with the Zapdos, so I'm like, got a hard switch out. I'm going to go right into my Snorlax here. He's going to fire off a Heat Wave, no drawback play. But of course he gets the burn, which does suck. Well, it doesn't really suck because I have Facade here, so no harm, no foul, in my opinion at least. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fire off a Crunch here. I went Crunch first, I didn't went for T-Boat, because I thought he was going to double into Gelatin here as he reveals the Rocky Helmet, but the Rocky Helmet puts it in range of my Figgy Berry. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Recycle here, just to get back my Figgy Berry for later. I think it goes hard into a Terrakion, so I'm just going to recycle the Figgy Berry. And now I'm going to go switch out into my Nidoqueen, because I do resist both its dual stats, but he makes a smart play. He's going to go for the Earthquake, expect my Nidoqueen switching, but I do have the Sugar Berry this time, so I take pitiful damage from that Earthquake. So he's going to switch out, go hard my Zapdos. I'm just going to click Earth Power here just to force him out. Now I know I got to take a Hidden Power Ice, so what I'm going to do is just going to fire off an Ice Beam just to get some chip damage on the Zapdos. That's a good chunk, even though I don't have any special attack investments. Now I'm going to go hard back into my Snorlax here on the Roost, which is fine by me. So now here I'm going to click the Facade, if I recall correctly. As he does, going to switch out back into the Terrakion here. And I'm just going to click Facade, yeah. So I still get off a good residual damage on the Terrakion here. So now I'm going to go back into my Nidoqueen here, even though I know I could have went Torn here. But it's a good thing I didn't, because he goes for Stone Edge. He predicted me to go into Torn this time, and he unfortunately misses. And that's actually going to be a recurring theme in this game. So he goes hard to Mega Gardevoir here, and I'm just going to go for my Rocks. I didn't see pressure on the Zapdos, so that means he didn't have Defog, so these Rocks are pretty much free up to stay. He's going to Mega Evolve here and going to go for a Sub here as I go hard into my Torn. I'm just going to click Sludge Bomb here because I know it breaks the sub, but I don't want to calm mine up. So now he's going to go for Hidden Power Fire here, expecting me to double into the Scizor, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just going to keep firing off Sludge Bombs here. It's going to go for a Hyper Voice, but going to do just under 50%. Thank you, Assault Vest, and we're going to take out the Mega Gardevoir with the next Sludge Bomb. So here we are, already up 6-5. In comes the Terrakion. The way he sends it out is definitely Scoffed. I'm going to go and switch out into my Nidoqueen again, because he can't click Earthquake with my Torn still around. So he's going for a Stone Edge here. I'm just going to sack off my Nidoqueen to the next Stone Edge. I was hoping at this point he would have missed, because Terrakion's a huge, huge threat. But it does allow me to go into my Primarina here. I'm just going to fire off a Moonblast because he has no Fairy Resist. I decided to go hard into a Jellicent, which is great for me because what I can do now after getting off this Moonblast, I'm going to go for a Toxic here because this Jellicent is really detrimental for my Snorlax sweeping late game. As it goes for a Will-O-Wisp this turn and misses, unfortunately. So what I can do now is I'm going to keep firing off Moonblast here because, again, no drawback move. He's going to go for reveal Cursed Body on the Jellicent. So the fact that he's Cursed Body and not Water Absorb means I can go for Scald the next turn if I wanted to. But I figured at this point, I go for Scald here because I know he's going to go for Recover this turn, and I already say that I'm faster. So he goes for Recover here, which is exactly what I wanted him to do, because now I can go for the Encore and lock him into going for Recover. Lock him into Recover. He can't do any extra damage to me, which is perfect for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to double out into my Weavile. I believe I went to Weavile. Yeah, I went to Weavile here. I expected him to go into the... I think it was Rampardos I was expecting him to go hard into, but he went to go into Zapdos. I saw Rocky Helmet earlier. I didn't want to take any extra damage on the Weavile just yet, so I decided to go out into my Snorlax here to go for another Heat Wave. And I figured at this point I could still just go for another Facade here, as he actually goes hard into his Zygarde, which was kind of a bold play, but considering he was already a little bit behind on the he was really behind the 8-ball at this point. Sorry about that. So I'm going to double out into my Primarina here as he goes for the Dragon Dance after I eat my Figgy Berry and all that stuff for my Snorlax. So now he's going to fire off 1,000 arrows on my fully physically defensive Primarina, and Primarina just eats that up. Fire off a Moonblast, down goes the Zygarde, a humongous threat to my team, and graciously enough the burn damage puts me in range of my Wiki Berry, so we are essentially almost at 3/4 health. Back out comes the Zapdos now. We're going to just switch out of there and go directly back into my Snorlax, because this is the definite switch in, seeing as though he doesn't have Toxic or anything. I'm already burned because of the Heat Wave. I'm just going to go for Recycle here to get my Fiki Berry back, and he's going to go hard Terrakion again, taking that Stealth Rock damage. Sorry about that. I'm going to recycle my Fiki Berry this time, and I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go into my Mega Scizor this time. Man, my god. I'm going to go into my Scizor here to click Stone Edge. Gets a good residual damage off here. Now I know he's fearing the Bullet Punch here, so I'm going to predict that as he goes into his Zapdos. I'm going to Mega Evolve here and go for the U-turn. I'm going to go for the U-turn here. I know he was Rocky Helmet. I didn't want to double out. I didn't want to double out because I wanted to get the Mega Evolution off at least. So now I go onto my Weavile here, and I'm going to knock out the Weavile. My Weavile's going to knock out the Zapdos with a knockoff. I probably should have went for Ice Shard there just to avoid Rocky Helmet damage. But nonetheless, Weavile finally gets a kill this season. In comes Rampardos here. I'm just going to click Low Kick. I guess he probably expected me to be locked into knockoff because I brought Banded Weavile a lot in the past. So in comes the Terrakion again. I know it's Scoff this time around. So now I'm going to go on to my Mega Scizor here. He's going to click Stone Edge. Going to take me out, but I know Bullet Punch takes him out, and he needs his Terrakion to deal with the rest of my team. So he's going to go into his Jealousy. I'm just going to click Bullet Punch because no drawback play. I do not lose anything at all, and even if he goes for the Recover here, I'm going to go directly into my Primarina here. Excuse me about that. So I go directly into my Primarina here. He's going to make the Smart Double into his Terrakion. But I know I can take a Stone Edge barring he doesn't crit me, but unfortunately he misses again. And I'm going to fire off a Moonblast, take out the Terrakion, and that is pretty much going to be the game, because all he has left now is a Toxic Jellicent, which if he goes for Recover, I Encore him in the Recover, and then it's just bad news from there. So going for the Moonblast, I get disabled again. He's going to reveal the Hex, but it's not going to take out my Primarina, but this Hex has put me in range to where a Torrent boosted Scald is definitely going to take out a Jellicent from 11%. So down goes the Jellicent, and we are going to advance in the playoffs with a commanding 5-0 win over Turbo Blaze and the Phoenix Midnights, which is absolutely crazy considering how the last game went, and it was a lot closer, being was a 2-0, but defensive Primarina, which I never brought at all during the regular season. I was mainly like offensive specs. I brought Scoff one time, but Primarina in and of itself put in a tremendous amount of work in this game, like not just choice specs, but defensive, just to eat up that 1,000 arrows from the +1 Zygon was just so clutch. And the Stone Edge miss was super unfortunate at the same time. I still had Mega Sizzle in the back. I still had because he was locking the Stone Edge, you would have to bank on a Stone Edge crit on the Snorlax, and I believe he only had like 3 left. If I recall correctly, I think he only had like 3 more Stone Edges. So I think it was kind of difficult for him to hit my taunt unless he was packing Rock Slide in the back, which if he was, good on him. So yeah, so this is a very different game, a different outcome than what I expected. I did get some hacks going in my favor with the Stone Edge misses. On the Sizzle, my Sizzle would have been dead a lot sooner if the last one didn't miss, and of course my Primarina could have dropped to a Stone Edge if it crit, let alone if it hit. But first of all, GG the Turbo. He had a very threatening team I had to prep for again. I never tried so hard to re-prep for a team like this in quite a while, actually, especially considering it's been a while since I've been in playoffs. I can't remember the last time I was in playoffs of anything, but anyway, like I said, it's been a while, so I'm very happy that the team the plan was executed so well. The fact that we won by such a huge margin was kind of incredible. But man, Primarina putting in the work, picking up 3 kills in this battle. Weavile finally picked up kills this season, even though it came to playoffs, which is even better. It got 2 kills, and then Torrentee got the last kill on the Mega Gardevoir. So, so we are going to be moving on to the semifinals in the MPL, and because of how the playoffs are structured, the team with the worst record that won in the wildcard round, quote unquote round 1 of the playoffs, faces the best team out of the 1 seeds. And the team with the better record out of the 1 seeds was Hera. I had the worst record among all 4 teams I had to play in round 1. So we're going to get our rematch against Hera and the SL Benfica for the semi-finals of the Major Pokemon League. And I hope you guys are looking forward to that, because it's going to be one heck of a battle, especially considering that we played them so long ago, way back in week number 2. We came away with a close loss, and my team is so much different from the last time we battled Hera, and I really feel confident about my team heading into this upcoming matchup. So here's hoping we can take it to the finals. So if you guys are hyped for the Maine Red Clawitzers being in the final 4 of the MPL, feel free to hit that like button, show your support, and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Of course, I'll also be encouraging you guys to check out all the other coaches in the Major Pokemon League, as well as we are now heading into the final 4 of the Major Pokemon League playoffs. So that's going to be it from me, guys. I'm going to get the heck out of here. Until the next time, guys, my name is Anthony, aka Tone, and I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side. Later!